and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Glory be unto the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning, it is now, and it ever shall be, a world without end. Amen. Thank you very much. We'll call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock, straight up and down. Roll call.
Mayor Moody Hicks,
Present.
Councilor Fred Padilla,
Present.
Councilor Rick Lucero,
Here.
Councilor Eric Garcia,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilor Fred Rolarte.
Present.
Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ahura! Okay, 6 o'clock, straight up and down. Approval of the agenda.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Yeah, I second.
Councilor Duarte,
Yes.
Councilor Garcia,
Yes, sir.
Councilor Lucero,
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Public comment and discussion on our charter compliance. Anybody out there want to comment on our charter? We are not in compliance with our charter again because we got counselors demanding that we fire somebody and hire somebody out at the golf course. We got counselors demanding that we pour out our little bit of drinking water on that golf course. We're not on Facebook. We're not on Facebook? Bring us up, baby.
We are?
Are they telling you we're not? Maybe they're not awake yet.
Where?
Okay. So on that, we are not in compliance, and we'll go forward from there. Citizens to address the council. A number of you want to wait for item number 3. Sylvia, you want to go ahead and speak now?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Go for
Okay,
it.
this will be short, sweet, to the point. I was hoping to run into you, the counselors, sometime before this meeting, but I didn't get the chance. I wanted to warn you about the colossal mistake you're about to make. Vanessa Chavez has been the city manager for 6 months. Give her more of a chance. I myself was a little apprehensive on Vanessa's qualifications, but she has strongly proven herself. In the 6 months she has been here, Vanessa has fixed a bunch of our city issues. Just to name a couple. The wastewater treatment plant was fixed thanks to the incredible effort of Vanessa and her team put into it. Vanessa has cut unnecessary city expenses and saved the city a bunch of money. The only thing the city council seems to have done is to ignore the success Vanessa has had, and now rumor says that the council is wanting or trying to fire her. I have to ask the council, why? I don't agree with the mayor very often, but I agree with his choice and recommendation on the hiring of Vanessa Chavez and will agree with him on his fight to retain her. Removing Vanessa Chavez would be a colossal mistake. Remember, your constituents, your voters are watching you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Now everybody else wants to wait and speak when this item comes up, right? Tyler Cash, you want to wait for 10 and 11? Oh, he was going to come back then? Okay, that works for me. Okay, approval of the meeting minutes for October 21st. Any corrections? I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes for October 21st, 2021.
Second.
Y'all second.
Councilor Rodarte,
Yes.
Councilor Garcia,
Yes.
Councilor Lucero,
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Consider action on the city manager's contract.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to terminate the city manager's contract.
Second. Second.
I'll second it.
Ow. Comments from the council on this? Let's see. First, I'll go. Just like Sylvia said, she's been here 6 months. She's finally brought some continuity back to the city council, back to City Hall. She ain't even been here 6 months, and she didn't do anything that the last manager did that you guys protected. Okay, commingling of funds, breaking laws. She's done none of those things. She's done nothing to deserve this, other than you guys want to get back at me, I guess. I don't know. But this is, make no doubt about this, this is about Rick Lucero wanting to fire Kim Garduño and hire Paul Pena at the golf course. Make
That
no
never
doubt
happened.
about it. This
That
is
never
about
happened.
Rick Lucero demanding that she pump $97,000 worth of water a month out on the golf course like we were doing last year. Okay, that's what this is about.
No, it's
Terry
not.
Fletcher, you're first up for
You're
comment
wrong.
on item number 3.
There should be a vote, Mayor.
That's bogus
No,
information.
check it out. This is how Robert's rules work, guys. There is a motion, there is a second. Now I get to call for comment. Period. And the public gets to comment because this is America, Fred. Period. Go ahead, Terry.
Okay, Mr. Mayor and Councilman, I just wanted to let you know that I've worked very closely with Vanessa through the Mining Museum, and we've been able to correct issues that we've been working on for over 3 years. We just spent $137,000 of state money to replace our elevator because of water issues we haven't been able to clear up there. So thanks to Vanessa Ann, I have to point out she's made some wonderful appointments. The city manager doesn't have to know everything. The city manager has to hire and have good qualified people to advise her. So I want to let you know how many things we've done in the last 4 months to correct these issues over there. We even had the maintenance man out there at 10 o'clock at night on his own time checking on our pump. That's because that we've asked to have good qualified people work for the manager, and guys need to give her a chance to organize all the departments. Let's have the departments run their own business. You guys should be setting policy, not trying to run the city. Let the manager run your policies. You're no different than any other board in the state. That's your job. So I just want to let you know what a wonderful job that she's been doing. Or I'll tell you, the #1 tourist attraction in our town is our Mining Museum and our Chamber of Commerce. And we've had good support. We've had good support on Clean the Scenes. I didn't see anybody there from this council, except I did see our manager there on Clean the Scene. I've seen our manager out there painting graffiti on the building. Guys, this is a big business. It needs to be run that way. The CEO of a corporation of the millions of dollars you're responsible for takes time to organize a group, put together the right people to run it. And so I encourage you to recognize what's been good for us for the last 4 months. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, sir.
Thomas Whelan? Giving him their right.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Thomas Whalen from Cibola General Hospital. And I want to speak on behalf of City Manager Vanessa Chavez. We had an issue when she just walked in the door, and a very important thing to do as a manager, as a leader, is to listen. And she sat there and gathered information and then did some other background information, trust yet verify, and has made some excellent decisions for this organization, for this city. And I encourage you to evaluate that and what she has brought to the table in such a short time. I mean, she's like any new manager, learning with a fire hose of information right in her face and stepping up and making some really smart decisions. You would be smart to keep her in her position. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Carrie Talley?
I made some notes so I didn't forget what I was about to say. I'm here to also speak on behalf of Vanessa, who, actually, let me just back up. I'm a local business owner. I own T-Bone's Gym here in town. Our business has been there a good 40 years, and I've been the recent owner over the last few years. I did come back to Grants about 15 years ago, and Vanessa was our client way back when, and that was when I had the first opportunity to kind of meet up with her and experience what she was all about. Kind of one of the sayings that we have in our gym is don't just talk about it, be about it. And it basically means less talk, more action. And sorry, Vanessa, what I'm about to say. When she was first appointed to this position, I kind of wondered if she was the right person for the position because she had such a quiet demeanor, and I wondered if her personality wasn't strong enough for it until I actually saw her in the role in this position. And as I was watching one of your Facebook Lives where you ran a meeting, and I paid attention to how she addressed you and how she spoke about items on the agenda, and I was really impressed at how she picked up how to be in these meetings correctly, and she didn't sound nervous, and she spoke clearly. And then after that, shortly after that, I saw her showing up at local events. Now, she wasn't running for an office. She's still showing up at these local events. 4th of July, Veterans Day, and most recently, Halloween. You showed up. You participated by coming in costume and offered to be a judge, and we all really appreciate that. You're out picking up trash in our community. Like, I don't know when you would see a city manager out actually picking up the trash. Painting over graffiti, I saw that post and thought it was actually really awesome to see it shared so many times. Fixing the county's air conditioner, I thought that was pretty amazing. You've also helped restore a relationship between the City of Grants and the Chamber of Commerce that I don't know why, but was believed to be strained. And it's been actually really easy and smooth sailing working with you over the last several months. So I really appreciate that. You are level-headed, decisive, willing to get things done, building relationships. I mean, really, what more could you ask for in a leader? That's how I see it. Problem solving and what I call a doer. The doers are the people that are out there actually getting things done, not just talking about it. Those are, well, and this one last thing. I was super proud of her last meeting when she was met with some difficulties, and her passion, she got up with her passion and enthusiasm. She shared her truth in front of all of us, and it was that, along with these other things I listed, that have really changed my mind about her being in this position. I'm like super proud of her. I think she represents our whole community in a great way, a positive way, and I really hope that you reconsider and just give her maybe more months to prove herself. 3, 4, 5 months. I don't know really what you could get done in that amount of time, but give her an
She
opportunity.
got a lot done in 6 months, okay?
She has.
But it's sad that we got people up here that refuse to follow the charter, that don't do their job of oversight or anything else, that think that they run the city when they don't. But that's where we're at. We got counselors that couldn't care less about the charter, couldn't care less about their oath of office, do whatever they want. And I'm sorry to the public. Just remember that in March.
I
That's
think
all I
she
can
just
say.
needs the opportunity to shine further. So that's my 2 cents. I wanted to come and show a little bit of support. So thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Dale Thatcher?
Privilege for me tonight to come and speak on behalf of Vanessa. I have the wonderful honor and privilege of being her pastor. I've watched her as she ran for office, as she took on this job as manager, and I want you to know as your pastor, I'm super proud of you. It's been a long time since we had someone leave their office, roll up their shirt sleeves, and go out and paint a wall. It's been a long time since we shorthanded on Meals on Wheels. And we have a city manager that will leave her office and go out and make sure that the seniors of this community receives those meals. It's been a long time since we've seen that. There's nobody perfect. There's nobody sitting up here or nobody out here, or this man either is perfect. He's doing a great job. If you're looking for someone who's honest and of great integrity and will have the citizens of Cibola County in best interest, then you've got the right person doing the job. My question tonight is this: why are we even having this meeting?
You'd have to ask Rick.
But, Vanessa, to you,
Have to ask
regardless
Fred.
of what this committee does tonight, as a pastor and as your pastor, I'm proud of you and thank you for all you've done for our community.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Pines?
Good evening. My name's Ronnie Pines. I'm a small business owner here. I'm one of 3 principal owners of Bond Gunderson Company. Been here since 1928. I'm going to share a couple of personal examples that I've dealt with Vanessa since she came in this office as city manager, and a few comments after that. But back in May, and I don't know the exact dates, but I visited with, made an effort to contact Vanessa, as well as Councilor Rodarte, about some long-term problems in the city with alignments on properties, primarily Cyclers Boulevard, Lobo Canyon, Arroyo, some other things. I started those conversations, just for the record, back in 2005. I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to live long enough to see some of these resolved. And after the previous 3 city managers, the 4th one comes in, and almost immediately when I discussed these issues, made her aware of them, she knew nothing about it to start with, as well, Mr. Rodarte, you and I, and your wife and my wife, we walked the Arroyo over Lobo Canyon Wash, remember, back in May, and we talked about several of these problems. And lo and behold, I start hearing, yep, we've started this, yep, Vanessa says, we're looking at doing surveys, we're contacting the title companies to try to get the issues on Sacaleras Boulevard corrected. You guys brought the Sacaleras Boulevard issue up. It's going to be a $10 million project. That's what I remember hearing last month. Just so that everybody knows in the room, if you don't get those easements and the boundaries on the properties correct, and that's a long stretch of highway, if you all know, you won't get a dime. So the fact that you started in May, Mr. Rodarte, and Vanessa did, you guys have got a running start on trying to fix those problems that you're going to have to fix before you get a dime to fix the Sacaleras Boulevard. So thank you, Mr. Rodarte, for coming out, spending the time. You brought it up three different meetings I'm aware of, and I don't understand why you seconded this motion tonight. That I don't understand. But thank you for taking the time and looking into these things so you can fix them. This is the 4th manager I've dealt with. Maybe I'll live long enough to see it. Another quick note, personal note. I was working with some of the city employees a few weeks ago here in town on one of my property projects that involves water problems. Don Armiel knows very well about it. I was working with these guys. They didn't know me, and I don't know any of them personally. So they were talking about football and what's for lunch and weather and everything else. So it kind of got quiet, and out of the clear blue, I just asked these guys. I said, you guys got a new boss back in May, new city manager. I didn't even call her name. I said, so how's the new city manager working out for you guys? They didn't hesitate. You know what they told me? That she's doing a good job. She gets things done. No need to ask any more questions about that. I was very impressed. Now, these guys don't know me, like I said. I didn't ask them, say a good word or bad word or anything else. This is just their comments. Thirdly, I took the time to call our county manager, Kate Fletcher, sure most of you know. County Commissioner's here tonight, so he can verify a lot of this. If you may remember, about 5-6 years ago, the county, Cibola County, was very near being taken over by the state,
So were we.
just like the city.
So were
This
we.
is deja vu to me, guys. I looked at pages and pages of budgets.
You're a liar, Dave.
When Kate Fletcher came in the door, that's the only reason, because the county commissioners hired Kate, is the only reason that this county was not taken over by the state. This is probably one of the main reasons. Vanessa is probably one of the main reasons. In fact, Eric Garcia took the time to do the research and learn what needed to be learned, that it didn't take the city over.
You're a piece of shit.
So I'm having a hard time understanding. I'm using the comparison to the county because I kind of lived through it, and I was breathed it and lived it every
Ready
day.
to find out, let me know.
But it took about 3 years. And I asked Kate when she was hired, how long is it going to take to get the county back in good graces with the state? She said it'll take 3 years. She's been here 6 months.
And they want to get rid of her for doing a great job. Think of that, Ronnie.
I'm sorry, guys. She's probably pretty good at most things that I've dealt with her on and talked to her about, but I don't know anybody who's that good. But the other things I discussed with Kate while I was talking to her was, I said, what's your opinion? What's your take on working with this city manager versus others? And she said, top drawer. She said she has excellent work ethics. She works well with others. She communicates well. The one thing that she is good at, it's not easy. You can ask Robert Windhorst. He's sitting right here. Guess what the number one word that was used around the county when they got in all the financial problems there? You know what that word was? No. The county manager had to say no, 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 multiple times. Not too many people like to be told no. You guys probably don't like to be told that either. When you want money, when you need something in your district or part of the city. But that's part of what the city's going to have to deal with for the next probably 2 or 3 years. So coming from one manager who's been through this, Kate Fletcher with the county government, we're not that much different in what the city's facing right now. So those are things coming from one manager to another, her observation and her opinion about working with Vanessa. So I don't understand why we're having this discussion. It was on the agenda last month. And I'm sorry, but why don't you get out of the way and let the people who know what needs to be done and willing to do it, and you hired to do it, let her do it. Thank you.
Holy cow, Ronnie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Windhorst.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, residents of Grants, I just want to say this about Vanessa Chavez. I've known her for about 4 years. She is honest. She is hardworking. She is someone that you can count on. She has been a good city manager for the short time that she's been here. I was a businessman for many years before I did what I do now. And I can tell you this, it is essential to be on top of your budget and to make sure that you are handling the people's money in the very best way possible. I am disappointed. I am very disappointed as an elected official at my city council of the city that I love. I am disappointed. This is not right. Without due process, to bring someone up like this without having an executive session and speaking with her and talking with her about the things that bother you. That's how you handle it. That's how men handle it. I'm disappointed about that because I know she would talk with you. She would reason with you.
Well,
She'd
Mr.
let you
Windhorst,
know what you
here's
need.
what you got going on. She texts him, nothing back. She tries to communicate with him, nothing back. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because she beat Lee Alcone here, and Lee Alcone's putting
I
pressure on
talked to her
these
many
guys.
times on the
I don't
phone.
know.
I talked
All
to her
I
many
know
times
is
on the phone.
what they're doing, just like you, Mr. Windhorst, is wrong. 100% wrong.
I can
Period.
tell you, some did not like Kate when she got hired. But, and yes, Kate told me no more than my wife does. And I can tell you that I have the greatest respect for her. We went from having $183,000 in our as surplus to having over $8 million now. You have to stay on course. You, as an elected official, you can't be a one thing guy. You have to be interested in everything. It can't just be the golf course. It just can't be the animal shelter. It can't just be this or that or the police station. You have to look and stretch and be interested in it all. In August, when we were talking about laying off employees, and yet there was no talk about doing anything to cut the budget with the golf course. A golf course that I know people love to golf. I love to golf myself. But when it costs $650,000 after everything that is paid, that is brought in,
800,000. Go ahead.
thank you. But when it costs that much money, and you can bring up talking about laying off our employees, there's something wrong.
Yes, there is.
And we can do better. I was taught to respect womanhood. My mother was a graduate of Cornell, stood this tall, and she could beat the holy hell out of any of them. She was a leader in our community. My sister's the same way. I have 5 daughters and a wife. They're all good women. I was taught to respect and protect women. This is not fair. And I would ask you, please, to set aside the pride that you have. And remember, let's look at the big picture. The big picture is to save our city, to save Milan, to save the county. We all work together so that we can be great, so that we can bring economic development. I'm telling you, hard times are coming. The way that it's going in Washington right now, we're not going to have anything. There's not going to be any federal money coming into New Mexico. Our governor is going to be, well, hopefully she won't be governor very long, but she's going to wonder, how are we going to support the state when they've gotten rid of everything that does anything good? That's what we need to concentrate on. I'm telling you, to be wrong to let her go. She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing city manager. She listened. She's deliberative. And she's tough. I was out there with her when we traveled to the reservation during the pandemic, and we'd have crowds of people that came to listen to her speak. Yeah, she didn't win the race against Leo Cohn. She should have, because I'll tell you, she would have been a much finer representative. But she did win in the whole account because people knew there was something about her, something good about her. So I leave it in your hands. It is your decision. But I can tell you, if I was sitting on your council, I'll tell you, I would not do it, especially with the election coming in, because everyone that votes for this, it will be.
You
Thank
bet
you.
it will. I just got this in. This is pure bull, S-H-I-T. Vanessa is awesome. Rick and Fred don't know what they're talking about. The community wants her to stay. Mr. Richard, I think you signed in. I can't read this last name. It wasn't you? Who's the last person to sign in on this paper? Everybody spoke who wants to speak? Brenda, there you go. Come on up, Brenda. You write like a doctor, girl.
I worked at the hospital for 17 plus years. And in order to read their writing, I had to kind of join in. I actually would like to just speak to you regarding the relationship that I have developed with working with Vanessa in the city of Grants. And I want to say that I feel like I came back. I'm going to give you this. I had a dream. And my dream is that I have lived in Grants, New Mexico my whole life. I was born and raised here. I always think of all the greater good that we can accomplish. And I always recognize when our hands are tied. And we've been that way a lot. And so I started to feel that we were actually starting to make steps in the right direction. The county is working with the chamber. The city is working with the chamber. The village is working with the chamber. And that's because of the managers of all three entities. So I'm thinking, wow, we are finally taking steps forward. I hate to see that you all would vote to start moving us backwards. It takes a lot of collaboration, a lot of time spent in meetings and work and effort, and it takes sharing information and being willing to say, we accomplished this as a team. I have yet to hear Vanessa say, I did this or I did that. She always compliments those involved in helping her to achieve something. And that is usually a great leader. When you can come back and say, for me, all of the accomplishments at the chamber, it's not me. It's the people I'm surrounding myself with. And I feel the same about working with Vanessa. I feel that we've created a team that can start moving us forward. People are listening. And, the Halloween party was a great example of everyone willing to start coming out and enjoying good times together. The place was packed. Vanessa was a judge for us. She came on board and she sat there and she judged costumes. The thing is we had so many costumes, we didn't quite know how to judge them at that point, but it was a very successful event. That made me feel that we were starting to see that we were breathing air back into our community and we were going to have more of these events. It meant that people were not divided at that event and they were having fun. It was a lot of fun. There was no problems at the event. We had someone that volunteered to be security for us. I found out that more and more people were willing to step up and help us do things. I feel that she is one of the leaders that's helping us to do that. And I really, really hope you will all reconsider that. If there's problems on the background, work them out for the greater good. Have conversations that make good things happen. We're not always going to agree with each other. We wouldn't be human if we did. We all have ideas, but always remember that the accomplishments come when we all work together. Get in the backside of that office and resolve your problems and allow our city to keep moving forward. That's all I want to say about that. I mean, I'm excited to work with every single one of you. All of you. I've known all of you my whole life. But I am a hometown girl that wants to see good things happen, and I've been pretty impressed with the direction we've been headed and feeling good about it. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and feel like we might be moving backwards again. And every time you have a vacancy, you do push us backwards. Regardless of what the issues are behind that door, we do take steps backwards every time you have a vacancy. And it does cost you money because the training she's already probably been through and the things that she's working on has cost you money. You will be starting all over again. You'll be starting all over. So I just hope you really think this through. 6 months is not long enough. Not long enough to really make a difference. And, I think that we all need to work together.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Eric, you want to say something? Fred, you want to say something? You're fine. Fred, you want to say something?
No.
No, you're fine too. Rick, you want to say something?
No.
Nope. Vanessa, would you like to say something in your defense?
I'll say something.
Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for what you've done in the last 15 plus years, sir. Thank you. Here we go. Netflix, I hope you're watching. I want to say thank you to Vanessa. You've been here for 6 months, and everyone who stood up today to talk about you, I had a list of a lot of that stuff. I don't need to repeat it, but I can echo everything that these people are saying. You came into this 6 months ago, and you had a dirty bed, right? I mean, it was pretty dirty. But in 6 months, I think you started to develop, and you cleaned up a corner. You haven't done everything. You're not perfect. It takes time to develop something in our with all the teams to be productive. Every department who I've talked to said you have came around, you've heard their concerns. There's some stuff that we can kind of work right now. There's stuff that we have to work on later. That's just how life is. You can't just do what everybody wants right away. But if it's right, I hear you're making positive steps to get there. So about well, when we had the previous manager, we had financial issues. It looked like well, actually, when I first started over 20 months ago, it took me a while to figure out that we were screwed and being lied to. So Vanessa with the finances and with the help with the team below, because she doesn't know finances. She knows a little bit. She's learning off the financial team and learning off Gloria, Francis. But she's learning. But she's delegating the work to the people who actually know the business. She's developing that team in every department. So when we were trying to get rid of Laura, or we were having all these problems with Laura, we went to closed session. That's what you do. You don't bring this up. You're supposed to be working this out. We gave Laura 3 closed sessions. We talked about it. The last closed session took 2.5 hours of me trying to convince you guys. Took a stack of papers, put them all on the floor in there. 2.5 hours later, after I put Crayons all over it so you guys can understand it. Don't laugh, because it's true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you marked it up. Yeah, you marked it up.
You didn't understand it. You've never done the oversight.
So
And you did.
Yes, I did.
we came to the conclusion, and with the proof that I
I
had,
brought city managers in there, tried to get you to do what you're supposed to do, and you wouldn't do it. Yeah, 2 financial managers quit over the same thing, telling me the same things. You guys did nothing. Rubber stamped it. Boom, that's what you did. Sorry, Eric. I'm sorry, Eric.
so 2.5 hours later, because you guys could not, you didn't have no defense. And I'm right on that one. Right?
Yes, you are.
So we got rid of her. What is the reason, unethical thing, has this lady done in the last 6 months? Is it because you're a macho man, Rick?
No, no macho here. Just,
Let me talk. You had a chance to talk.
oh, you asked me a question.
And he answered it. No macho here.
No, you're not a macho.
No, you are.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I am. So, unfair to a woman? I believe so. You men should be ashamed of yourself. To a woman?
Also a city manager.
A woman. No chance of helping
Like the
her.
last manager.
So Vanessa has done a lot of things with working with the team. One of the biggest teams that she has been working with is the county. Kate Fletcher, Paul, the team over there. We're headed in the right direction because she seeked out help. You guys remember that they were in financial help or problems a couple years ago? You remember when I started to scream that we almost didn't make payroll? Remember? But you guys don't even understand, Rick, huh? Because you don't even understand finances. That's your responsibility, Rick. Fred? But you don't even understand finances, huh? You were going to bankrupt this city, and you didn't even know because someone was telling you, it's okay, we're fine. We're in a positive direction now. So I've been in here 20 months. 20 months I've been in this position. 12 years, almost 12 years. Almost 6. Almost 4. Hi.
Hi. This is Jessica, and she's one of the school attorneys, and she's here for Marcus Rail.
Thank you for being here. Was the road bad?
It was really bad.
Yes. So, 20 months that I've been here. Looks like you guys had a lot more experience. I thought this was supposed to be fun. I've lived in Grants 41 years. Graduate Grants High School 1998. Have friends and family in this community. I've been looking at this community for a lot of years, and I've always wanted to put my thumb out and said, we could be better. I asked for help with you guys when I first started. What do you do? What direction do the council do? What rules do we have? How do we find money? You guys don't know shit. Right? Yep. Answer that, Rick.
Yeah, we find money, right? We have grants, right? We write grants.
Okay, you're
right.
stupid. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're very professional here, aren't you?
I'm talking.
You
Rick.
must be
You
really
had
proud
your
of yourself.
chance. You had your chance to talk, Rick. Calm down, Rick. You had your chance to talk.
Got a mouth on you, man.
At least I'm speaking. To give a.
Like you're in 6th grade.
Cool. So, I had to start figuring out this machine on my own because, you know, obviously I wasn't getting along with the mayor because I was getting bad advice, and they were pointing me in a direction where now the city's going to have to pay for his lawyer fees because that was the dumb thing to do.
They already did.
Oh, they did? Good.
Yeah.
So, 1 second, I'm still scrolling. So, as my 20 months come along, I'm asking for help from you guys, and I'm looking over and I'm looking at Rick Lucero, and one of his biggest concerns when the other manager was here. Who's in charge of cleaning the weeds from the sidewalk to the street? Is it the residents or is it the city of Grants?
That's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's one of them.
Yeah, okay. So, weeds is your biggest concern.
One of them.
Good for you.
Yeah. I like a clean city.
Yeah, no shit. Let's talk about a clean city. A couple months ago, you asked Vanessa, Mesa Park, it's looking bad. I drive through it every day. Is there something we can do? Yeah, Rick, it's called get your ass out there and get a chainsaw and cut those ugly trees down. Do your part. That's why you're there, right? Or you're supposed to just boss a woman around.
Wow. You're amazing.
Thank you, sir. I think so too.
You like pointing fingers, don't you?
I'm not pointing. I already showed you the finger that you deserve.
And I don't
Okay.
know where to put it.
Hello,
But
Carolyn.
you're. Hi. But you're a golfer, Rick, huh?
I'm a lot of things, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll save that, what you are, to the end. So, you've been in the city council for 5 years, 6 years? How long has it been? You probably don't know because you don't know math. So, your biggest concern is the golf course, Rick.
Are you speaking to everybody or are you just talking to me?
I'm talking to you because you put this motion. The golf course, Rick.
What about it?
So, if you knew finances and you knew business and you were a good counselor, you would have already figured out a plan how to fix that golf course and make it the best golf course ever. But you didn't. But all you do is.
What do you mean by make it the best golf course ever?
What do I mean, Rick?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Okay, Rick. Okay. You are mad at Vanessa.
No, I'm not mad at her.
Okay, whatever.
No, I'm not mad
Let
at
me
her.
talk, Rick. Let me talk, Rick. Rick, can I talk?
Well,
Rick, can I talk?
You're saying
Why do you
bogus
want to get rid of
information.
her?
Bogus information. That's Facebook,
What's
man.
the reason?
Fact check me, Facebook.
There is no reason.
Okay. You want to hire Paul Pena. Don't, Paul, if you're watching, you're cool, dude. It's nothing against you. Right? Am I right?
He
Yeah.
put a contract
Okay.
He submitted a contract to the
Okay.
city.
Okay.
I asked her where the contract was.
But you're demanding.
No, I was not demanding.
Okay, whatever. So, when Vanessa first came in, here's another thing that she did, and you didn't even bother to jump on ship. She went to a golf course in Albuquerque that she had a friend of and said, how can my golf course be successful? Did you ever talk about that with her?
Yes.
Did you guys ever come up with a plan? No, because you want to hire Paul Pena.
Yeah, we did.
Because you want to hire
we
Paul
did.
Pena.
No,
This
no,
is
we
how
did.
this is how a golf course
No,
makes
let me
money.
answer your question.
No, hold
Let
on.
me
I'm
answer your
talking, Rick.
question.
I'm talking. You had your chance to talk. Shut up.
You're professional.
Yes, I am.
Ask me a question, then you can't answer.
Well, because you're answering stupid. So,
You just don't want to hear
a
it.
golf course.
I want to hear an answer. I want to hear why.
Yeah. So a golf course needs help with marketing, right? And you're upset that our marketing manager resigned.
No, I'm not upset.
Okay.
Who did
So your marketing manager had been there for years before I came, years with you. I never seen her posting on the golf course, promoting it, trying to get people in town, going to businesses, asking if they want to have their tournaments there on the summertime, booking it in a year advance. You did great, Rick.
Yeah, that's all on my shoes.
It is all in your shoes because that's all you care about.
That course has been there how long? 30 years?
Yeah.
25 years? Whatever
But
it
you've
is.
been there 5 years. You had a chance to make a difference.
I did.
Yeah, you did. That was.
Our mayor wanted to get rid of golf carts, and we brought new ones in.
Oh my
At a
God.
what kind of cost, Rick?
Well,
$97,000
It's
a
always
month to
cost.
water it?
There's always a cost for
Yes,
something, Modi.
and that cost should be to employees and to water, not to your recreation.
The new carts were there before you even came in as a mayor.
No, they weren't,
Yes,
Rick.
they were.
No, they weren't, Rick. I
Yep.
stopped the new cards with
Yeah.
the mayor. Good try, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know
You're
that.
just,
we
you're
know
just,
that story.
Here's something, bro.
Fred Rodarte.
Here's something. Go, Rick.
Fred
For
Rodarte.
later. But you haven't.
You
Yeah.
amaze me, sir.
12 years.
When I first got in the council, because I have had a relation with you, I kind of leaned on you quite a bit. Everyone knows that I had some problems. I was going through some mental health issues. I really thought that when I seeked help, someone would guide me and try to help me. You didn't. And then what I hear on when I was at rehab, that you were trying to figure out how to get rid of me. Shame on you. And this proves it right now. And I was only gone for a few meetings. How many meetings have these guys have missed? And I was gone because I was in a mental institution. Or rehab, whatever you want to call it. I haven't heard from any of you guys. Well, I mean, I've heard rumors. If you guys are going to run again, I hear you're going to run for mayor. 12 years of experience, he's going to say. You said a couple meetings ago that someone had asked, what have you done? I did the animal clinic
That's Bobby Harasic all the way.
all the way. You were there. You signed your name on the paper, but you were there
Oh,
during
it's
your
just like the
term.
rest
That
of
shit's
us.
going to happen anyways, but Bobby pushed that. You did the library.
No, he didn't.
The senior center. Let's talk about the senior center. You were there at that time. You guys are all seniors. I never see you guys over there. They've never heard of you guys. Shame on you. They're part of our community. Shame on you. We're going to keep going.
We got till midnight.
We got longer than that if it takes it.
Someone has a problem with what direction I guess we're going in the police department. I think we're going in a new direction, and I think it's great. I think the team out there is amazing. Chief, I see your department at the schools, walking around, brings it. It's amazing. Little things go big. But you guys don't even know that because you guys don't even get out there. How many times have you guys been to the fire department and visited? In 5 years, Rick. 12 years. 3, 4. I don't know. Embarrassing. And you guys call yourself leaders. Very embarrassing. Choose wisely on this decision now. That there's an election in 4 to 5 months, and then you want to get rid of a manager. Who's going to coach the next manager? You guys? You guys don't even know how to run a city. You don't even know finances.
Yeah, but they quit because of what you guys did last time. Yeah, she came back because we got her to come back, not because of anything that you did. I'll guarantee you that. Yeah, you wouldn't know though. You've done no oversight. You ain't even put in to get your password from the freaking DFA, Rick. Come on, dude. And all you had to do is sign the damn paper, so you could do it from the house. Yeah.
Yeah. See, he can't count.
It's a freaking joke what you've turned into. I thought I could trust you. I thought you were a friend. I was wrong on both freaking cases. I was wrong.
Just shut up.
I was wrong. Totally wrong about you. You are untrustworthy. Period.
Not you.
That's okay. You bet I do. And only the truth comes out of it, unlike you.
No, it doesn't.
Unlike you. Go ahead.
So, 20 months I've been looking to try to figure out how the city makes money, and we have had opportunity, but I get no help from you guys. You guys even know, like, where should we be making money in this town? How we build roads? How you get funding? What builds roads? How do you match the 5 to 10 to 25% with the state? Everyone asks, why are we doing it? Where do we get our money from? GRT, water, trash, taxes on property, a little bit. And there's some other ones. You guys even understand that? No, you don't. Okay, then what do you do with that money, Rick? You put it in the bank and you pray to God that it doubles, right? You pay your employees. See, that's another dumb answer. No, that's dumb. You take that money and you put it aside and you put it in your general fund. So when Don is seeking out a project and he says, we need $100,000 to match this $1 million project, 10%. You know what 10% is, Rick? Then you take those funds. Then you take those funds, and then we start to develop roads. We do pay our payroll with our money, our GRT, but that's small, Rick. What's the big picture of what grants needs to be? Okay, cool. Because we were going to bankrupt our employees and not pay them 1 month, and you didn't remember, right? You didn't even look at that. Oh, yeah, transfer funds, Rick. That's commingling funds, dumbass.
Whatever. It was there. Nothing was missing, Eric.
Yeah,
All the money was there. Nothing was ever stolen.
Okay.
No, what's ridiculous? I'll wait. Go ahead.
So that's how we create money for the city of Grants. The city is a business of the state. Does anybody understand that? We are supposed to be making money for the state. The state is never going to invest in city of Grants if we're not making any money. And you guys don't understand that.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up, please.
Come talk.
Identify yourself.
Come on.
Stand up
Come
and
on.
identify yourself for the record and speak. And you're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. Identify yourself. There you go. Now speak for us. And our number one priority. Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Eric.
The city of Grants is going in a good direction. The last 6 months has been tough. I feel for Vanessa. She's with her team. Her team spends late nights here. I see cars here all around City Hall, down at every department, because we're all trying to work hard. Vanessa is doing a great job, City of Grants. I believe in her, and I believe that we will continue to be in the right direction for the success of the City of Grants. If you guys vote her out tonight, they're just going to sit back for a minute and watch you guys stumble all over your asses. And I'm going to wait for the new mayor to come in. There's a guy out there who I believe is going to be a good mayor. If I can convince him, I believe we'll still be going to continue on that next direction. So, Vanessa, thank you. To you and your departments, because you guys are doing good. We are in a great direction. That's all I got, Mayor.
Step up, Eileen. Yeah, come on up. Identify yourself and say what you want to say.
I am Jenny's here. I'm just listening to the council and trying to say something. What I've encountered.
Nothing but positive. I'm very grateful to have you on our team. I don't know. I guess my one question, sitting out here listening to everybody talk about Vanessa and how great she is, and I agree, she hasn't been here long enough. Give her time. That's my opinion. But a question that everybody's asking, or maybe I missed it, why are we here? Why? I'm not getting any answers, and none of our community is getting an answer.
They didn't want to speak.
Why, Rick? Why, Fred?
They didn't want to speak.
Why?
That'd be
Don't we
nice.
deserve an answer?
Well, why?
Okay, well, it's a simple question, and if I'm not going to get an answer, that's fine, but I'm not the only person asking, Rick.
He can't count
Everybody
to
in this
five.
room is asking. Why?
Everybody in the
Why are we
community is
here?
asking why.
She's doing a great job. Whatever's going on between you guys,
Everybody in the
behind the
community is
scenes,
asking why.
try to work it out. I don't know anything about Paul. That's my brother-in-law. You know, I know a little bit about what's going on, but it's nothing like what's being said here. So I vote to keep Vanessa. Give her some time. No offense to you, Fred or Rick. Okay, I just sitting back here going, but why are we even here? That's the question.
Because they want to go back to the old direction. That's why. Okay, Vanessa, you want to speak in your defense?
All right, first off, I just want to acknowledge all of our employees here today. We've been here all day, and that's one thing that I don't believe that our city council thinks about when we come to these meetings, that we've already been here all day, and we've already had a full day of work, and then, you know, we're watching the clock like, when is this going to end? And so I empathize because I'm one of you. I've been here all day too. So I'm going to just try and get straight to it. I do appreciate the opportunity to be the city manager. I have loved representing the city. When I went to our Pruitt Roundtable discussion, I mean, like, you know, our big players were there. George Munoz, Patty Lundstrom, Harry Garcia was there, Robert Castillo. And I remember at the very end, we had a Zoom presentation with Mr. Kennedy in Santa Fe. I told the mayor. And it really bothered me that the people in Santa Fe said, well, it would be nice if the Pruitt Industrial Park could get the Escalante H2 jobs, and it would be very interesting, and the technology, and they made it very intellectual. And so they said, does anybody have any questions or comments? And I said, I have a comment. And my comment was, how do I emphasize the importance that it is necessary for our community to get those jobs. This is not about nice. We need these jobs back. It's critical. And so my hope was that they would hear the urgency that we actually are desperate for these jobs, not about niceness, not about the science and the sequestering of carbon. But it's very interesting, but it's not nice. And so at the end, Wiley Rhodes, who is one of the partners with his brother Zane Rhodes, very nice gentleman, down-to-earth brothers, shook my hand and said, thank you for saying that. And I just thought, our community needs people to stand up and express the urgency we need. If you would have asked me back in February, I believe when Fred Rodarte and Eric encouraged me to apply, I would have thought, I don't think I would ever be the one to go in front of a Pruitt industrial cluster and speak urgency for our community. But apparently I am, because when it's there, I say it. I could just feel it. I think we need it. So what I don't understand is how you can ask me to apply for this job, and then I don't have any answer or even a simple conversation about why. If I go to any of the department heads, I talk to them, hey, these are what I think your strengths are. This looks great. I got this call on the phone about this. I think we need to address this. We have a conversation, because that's what professionals do. And then we address it. We've had several situations where I had to do write-ups that never, they never shake my hand and go, thank you for that write-up. I love it. But after the fact, I asked them, did it help the department? And they've always told me yes. So clearly, I came in after a person who said yes a lot. So yes, I have been saying, no, I don't think we should do that. When we addressed the $97,000 water bill that we had last year, I said, let's be creative. Let's go ahead and put a big old pipe in the Rio San Jose and put it into our wastewater treatment plant and not have to spend that. When Gloria and I were first talking about the budget, there was this $250,000 executive budget. I could have said, woohoo, let's keep that. I think I'm going to go buy a new city car. I did not say that. I said, Gloria, let's remove that. Take it away. That's bull. I cut up the credit card. I don't want to have access to that. I sign it out just like anybody else. And we've had these communications to help the city. Other city managers, county managers are always telling me, your job is to protect the city. So whenever I've had communication, I say, well, I really feel like this is best for the city. That's what I'm seeing. I've never had the communication with anybody but Eric Garcia coming in here, sitting down, let's look over our department head list. What do you think about this department? Let's talk about it. I don't know how other city managers and their council come in and talk about things, because this is my first experience. But the bottom line being is when I decided on October 1st, Friday at 7:15, and I called Jeff Matas, and I said, I need you to open up the GPD garage. I'm going to impound an unauthorized vehicle. It was not illegal. It was not unethical. It was unauthorized. I knew I was putting myself in harm's way. I was envisioning some kind of Dukes of Hazzard, like pulling up, and they're going to confront me about taking it. I was scared out of my brains. But I knew I had to make a statement. We are not going to be doing these types of actions in our GPD garage. That action on October 1st, bottom line, came out to 2 people resigning. I think that helped the city. No one told me, thanks, I appreciate you doing that. Above and beyond, outside of work. The next day, a lot of issues with that, a lot of negativity. Spend another 6 hours trying to iron that out. That's my time. Again, no one said, hey, really good job. Thanks for protecting our city. I did that because I'm a regular citizen, you're a regular citizen. I want our city to be more safe. I really wanted to believe that our law enforcement are the people we can count on, that I can trust. And now that Jeff Matas is interim chief, I feel better. And even if I had to just do that for myself, But Modi didn't tell me, hey, go over there and do that. Councilman didn't tell me, hey, we need to do something about that. But at some point, someone has to step up and do something. Apparently, I'm that person. Again, back in February when you encouraged me to apply, I was afraid. But I took the challenge and I rose to it. I've done the job. No one's ever told me, hey, we need to improve on this. Let's do a personal improvement plan. Let's go ahead and guide you in this direction. How do you think another city manager, how are you going to find one? Who's going to want to come in when you just chop my head off and then they're like, oh yeah, let's see how long the line gets. That's not going to be easy for the city. And just like Brenda said, it's going to push us back. So the bottom line is, it's not easy being put on the agenda twice. I don't like losing sleep over if I'm even going to have a job. My mother moved to Grants. I'm buying a house. I have a whole life. I'm a real person. I'm not just this entity you can crumble up and throw away like trash. I don't appreciate being treated like that. My dad always told me, if someone cannot realize your worth, don't ever beg. And I'm not begging to stay. But I'm telling you, I have done the best I can. And no one here has ever approached me to say, hey, we need to do better in this area.
I think you're doing a great job.
No, I have not had one single conversation, and this is 2 months of being on the chopping block. You would think there would be a little bit of time to have some kind of meeting. But apparently, anything that I've done is not good enough, because that's why we're having this conversation today. So when I told the chief, the former chief, we do need to go in a different direction, it wasn't anything about the direction. It was about the actions that were happening at GPD, which legally I am not allowed to say. But I had that conversation with him. He knew exactly what was going on. Unfortunately, I do not deserve that same opportunity. Absolutely. So I printed out this code of ethics that was adopted in 2020, clearly before I was here. And so you all probably voted upon it. And it does state, I will not use the organization or my service on this governing body for my own personal advantage or for the individual advantage of my friends or supporters. So I printed this out as a reminder because in all truth, if some people do not even have the respect for me to have that conversation, how much hope can I have for this vote? So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to be volunteering for the city. I'm going to be doing what I've been doing now because I love the city. I plan on staying here. So if you do not want me to represent the city, again, that is your choice. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Time for a vote. Councilor Fred.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Hell no.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Vanessa, have a good night. Thank you very much.
You guys are a joke.
Yeah, they are. But that's okay. We'll take care of that in the next election. You do a recall. Well, what you do is just vote them out in March. Okay? And don't worry, I got all kinds of good stuff for you guys to do that with.
I'm sorry, Vanessa. Thank you.
Okay? Thank you very much, Vanessa, for your time. I appreciate you. What a joke. Yes, I agree. Total shame on them.
Shit bags.
Yeah, they are.
They fired me.
They are.
You just called them shit bags, right? Yes, I did. Ha! An employee of the city. Shit bag, shit bag, shit bag.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Consideration of the reappointment of Dick Griffith to the
When
board.
it's to the devil.
You guys are a joke. Anybody want to make a motion on that, or are we just going to skip it?
I'll make a
Number
motion.
4?
Yeah, number 4, next one on the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint
Second.
Dick Griffith.
Second.
Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
No.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Next one. ATUV Labor Day weekend. We'll have this on the agenda next month to replace it with the bike rally. At that point, we'll have an answer for you on whether we're going to have a UTV, ATV, family-oriented deal, or we're going to bring criminals to town. Okay, that'll be on the agenda next month to approve it. Any questions? Any other comment on that?
I just want to ask, so it's going to replace the bike rally?
Yes, that's what my plan is, guys, is to get rid of that bike rally and let the Chamber and Main Street have an ATV, UTV, Jeep, Jamboree rally on Labor Day weekend. That's what I'm about, guys.
That lady.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so make sure that that's on the agenda next month, the bike rally or the ATV,
So
UTV.
you don't want to discuss, well, we discuss.
We'll do it at the next meeting. We'll just vote on it and take care of it.
Well,
Okay? Ordinance, Land Use Code Amendment. Who's doing this?
Hello, Shannon. How are you? Well, it's been better. It's been better days.
Set the city
So-
back a year, easy.
Let me give you an idea, okay? Of course, we have the cannabis laws. The only thing the municipalities can do is place and time. That's it. The land use code allows us to do place, where we want to allow it and where we want to try and keep it. The Planning and Zoning Board, we met in September and came up with an ordinance to do an amendment to the land use code for places where we want to go ahead and or suggest to you guys where we would like. One of the things is that every one of these, we have a conditional use permit, requesting that they get a conditional use permit for no matter whether it's production, manufacturing, research lab, testing facilities, retail, any of that. They have to go before planning and zoning first is what we're recommending, which would also give the people in the community and surrounding area of where they want to have it to go before and give their opinion if they would like to have it in that area or say no, we would like this. So I want to show you a map right here. I'm not too sure how all familiar you guys are with the land use code. But this map, you have
Excuse me 1 second. Did you counselors know what that is? Do you know what the blue area is there, Rick? What's that blue area? Don't read the legend. What is it? What's purple? You know what the purple is, Mr. Rodarte? Because you don't know, because you guys don't know. You don't get involved.
We're not here to be questioned by you.
We are, because you
She's
want to run for
showing
mayor and you don't even know what it is.
If I can go ahead
Yes,
and just
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead and
Shannon.
let everybody know.
You just need to shut up.
You shut up.
Let her do her presentation.
Sorry, Shannon.
So with the land use code, we have different areas. The yellow areas.
Thank you, Fran.
Thank you, Fran. Sorry about that. So you have the yellow areas, which are residential. You have red areas that are general commercial. Blue is special use. Manufacturing is light manufacturing, agricultural, residential agricultural, mixed residential. It's a whole different thing of what's allowed in these areas. This is why when businesses come in, they should go to us first, because in our land use code, we have a chart of what businesses are allowed in what area. And this is to be able to protect the surrounding areas of that area and kind of keep them going. So over here, the golf course, of course, is special use. And these are just examples. Trailer parks. Certain trailer parks are special use. The land use code, what we're recommending is, and if you look on the ordinance, there's a chart. In commercial, which is C2, which is red, we're recommending conditional use for, of course, manufacturers, producers, consumption areas, medical cannabis, micro-producers, and couriers. In light manufacturing, which is M1, which is the light purple, we're recommending a conditional use permit. So they go before planning and zoning, which is cannabis testing laboratories, manufacturers, producers, research labs, and that's it. And then in special use, which is the blue areas, we would recommend manufacturers, producers, retailers, labs, consumption areas, the medical cannabis, micro businesses, and couriers. Now, when somebody applies to go get a conditional use permit for the cannabis business, whichever one they decide, We send notices out to everybody within 100 feet of the property. Property owner, not resident. Actual property owner. So, you know, let's say somebody wanted to put it over here on Lobo Canyon in the red, general commercial. They would have, and they wanted to sell it. Well, they'd have to go before planning and zoning. Every person within 100 feet, every property owner would get a notice for that. To be able to say, no, I don't want it right next door. Yes, I do. They have that opportunity to put in their opinion.
Special eggs near the churches.
Now, right now, we don't have an ordinance saying that we can put it, you know, so far from churches and that, but the state ordinance does say 300 feet from schools and daycare. That it does. So we do look, when they do the zoning, we look at that to see, are they within 300 feet of a school or a daycare? Those are the first things. And you have to remember, we do have home daycare. And we do have, you know, daycares in certain commercial areas as well.
What about those people coming in, and what about people already here?
The people already here, they, what they have now, which is the medical and, you know, growing in that, they're grandfathered into this, but any new business that they do, they would have to do the same routine. They would have to go through the same process.
I think the ones that are there now are already.
Yes, the ones that are already in place, and here's why it's important to have this, is there are always loopholes in everything. And with this, let's say, you know, where one of the cannabis people are now, with this new one, they probably would not be allowed. They would have all the neighbors around them would have to, you know, say yay or nay. But they were able to get it through the medical side because pharmaceutical. Yeah, that's what they're grandfathered in. If they and they're medical, so they're considered a pharmacy, which is an allowable use in a general commercial area. Yes.
Because it's close to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's you have to have a medical card. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Is the criteria for that similar to alcohol?
And this is what we're getting at. With alcohol in our land use code, they do have to get a conditional use permit. All new businesses, whether it's what they want to do, depending on where they're at, they have to do the same thing, go before planning and zoning. We've done Elkins, brewery, junkyard, they've had to because they were. So this is the same criteria. We want to treat them just like alcohol. Now, some of the things that we are looking at, though, is we also want to amend what it states on our land use chart for agriculture activities and greenhouse nurseries / landscapers to also include non-cannabis on that, because now we have actual cannabis, you know, to grow cannabis and to actually for an agricultural activity or greenhouse. So if it's non-cannabis, we want to change that on our land use code because it does not say non-cannabis. We want to put non-cannabis. We also talked, and they want to have basically a no cannabis. The rest of the city, you know, would be good, okay if they were in the right zones and that for what they want to do. But between Old 66 on Santa Fe Avenue, from Old 66 on McBride Road to South 53, which is the McDonald's line, to make our main road, Santa Fe Avenue, a non-cannabis zone, to be able to do any of that. The only thing we cannot do is if they're driving it through, we can't stop them. Any questions?
What do you mean by driving it through?
Couriers, we can't stop couriers from going through.
Delivering?
And delivering and that, we
Okay.
can't.
Hey, you haven't signed in, just sit there, okay? Does council got any questions? I'll entertain a motion. Going once. Going twice.
I make a motion. We approve it.
Thank you. Second.
I second.
Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shannon, thank you. I know this has been It's new to everybody, and you've worked very hard on it, so I appreciate all the hours and hours and hours you've done in it. Thank you. Hi, Gloria. I hope you have some good news, because I'm angry.
With your permission, just suggestion to the
Go ahead, Bruce.
Councilman Bruce Pritchard. I am on the planning and zoning, so I had a hand in this. But I suggest that it's obvious from listening, you haven't read the ordinance, not the ordinance, but the law that was passed by the state. At least read the first 77 pages of it. That will explain a lot of questions. And the other half of it is how the monies are
Lack of monies are going to be
how
spent.
the money comes into the
Yes.
state. Read the first 77, 50 pages. Read the definition. Read the things that talk about the Second Amendment, the second law on the special statute. Take a shot at it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bruce. Go ahead, Gloria.
Ready? Okay. I'm here to present the October finance report. And of course, starting with GRTs. Eric, you asked for percentages above or below last year's. So if you see the percentages above the line there, in July, we were 13.29% over last year, and so on and so forth. So for October, we were 24.61% GRT over last year.
That's very good. You councilmen don't understand that, but we're doing better.
And it came in at 700.
Those remarks.
I'm just educating
No,
the public
no,
that
she's educating us. You just stop.
Too bad you didn't listen to her the first time. Go ahead, Gloria.
So that came in for October at 781,637. Same with the lodger's tax. I did the percentages above or below last year. If they're above the blue line, that's our revenue. If they're below the blue line, that would be a negative, that we're not making as much as we did last year. If you see on the lodger's tax, our revenue is going down. It's been lower every month. So we really need to get some activities going here in grants.
we don't have a manager.
Because, well, this is already prior to the manager. I've heard some talk within the Lodgers Tax Board. They're talking about they're wanting to get this second round of Lodgers Tax, but what they don't understand is if we don't get these Lodgers Tax to go up, if we're not getting the revenue, we're going to be using those funds from last year for this year. So keep in mind, we've got to get our Lodgers Tax to go up. So we've got to get events in town and get them to stay at the hotels.
Not yet, there ain't. I'll make that decision later.
So currently we have $240,203.02 cash balance in the lodger's tax.
How much?
$240,203.02. And that fluctuates depending on how much they spend, depending how much they make. So
Rick, can you explain how lodger's tax works?
Shut up, Eric.
You shut up. I'm just asking. Your voters want to know.
okay, the next sheet I have is I listed our debt sheet because I wanted you all to know that all the items listed in green are loan payments that we have paid out already for this fiscal year, which is at the total at the bottom is about $610,277. And we have outstanding payments of $784,000. So we're almost halfway there paying out those loans that we have for the year. And once we pay the $784,000, that'll be, we paid all of them. So, you know, the bigger payments were going out the first 2 quarters of the year. And we're almost done with those big payments.
So we're going to be good by the end of the year, hitting the zero?
Yeah.
Nice.
And
That means we're doing good, guys.
the next one is my budget adjustments, and I know it didn't come out very well on the printout or on the PowerPoint because there is so many. I'm going to start with capital at the very top, and I'll read them. I'll give you a quick synopsis of them, because I know you guys really can't see what they are. The first four are capital projects. I increased the revenue account for the donation that we received from Cibola County Economic Development last month, the $30,000. And then we are going to kick in the $4,854 for the airport hangar study. So those are the first four items on there that I'm doing a budget adjustment to create those line items because they weren't there. So it's a total of $34,854. Next one is capital projects. The first street pond and pump station project, where Donald asked for an extra $400,000 because the bid came in high, and we want to get that done. So we are going to be utilizing our investments that are in a liquid asset account, and it's going to be an extra $400,000. So we're withdrawing that from our investments. Okay. Next one is wastewater enterprise. We do have a pump at the lift station. Donald, correct me if I'm wrong. That went out, and we do have an emergency wastewater treatment plant line item that was created, and we have about 260 in there, and so that is exactly what it was created for. So I need to create the expense account, and we're going to be spending less than 30, but I made it 30,000. It's like 29,000, right?
So you're going to have 230 left in that account?
Correct. Okay. And the next set is capital projects. We've got I'm going to increase the revenue account for Roosevelt Bridge design expenses. I believe, Donald, yes, last month we got an approval from the council for $144,000 contribution from general fund to complete that project also. Okay, so it's kind of going in flow here with what Donald requests, and then I have to do the budget adjustment. So the next line items that are that big spread there is the water fund enterprise. The water fund enterprise, as you know, we had a lot of employees that have been either working overtime, and also we needed to hire some more people. So the manager did hire 2 new staff members, and also they were given a $3 raise. So all of those line items are all salaries, overtime, sick leave, vacation, Social Security, all of it.
So
and it's between the pipe department.
So the manager saw a problem, got with you, got some more pipe people. You're doing a budget adjustment because we need it.
Correct. I actually was informed about this, when it was happening.
Sounds like a manager was doing a good job.
He was.
And at the bottom, you can see the transfer in and out of $191,320. That's the amount the general fund's going to have to kick in to give these expense items a budget adjustment. So that was the expense on it. Next one at the bottom is also, this is the street department. Street department, in order to get them in line, because of course these guys are working hard, and as we all know, Mayor has stated it, our employees are our payroll, our salary ranges are very low. They haven't been updated. It's a struggle. So in order to get these guys in line with what is a decent wage, we gave them, some of them got 50 cents, some of them got $1, some of them got $2. Same thing with the street department. I had to adjust those budgets.
Thank you.
So that one was about a total of maybe 60,000 budget adjustment. The next one is police department. Police department, we did have a vacation and sick payout due to the 2 resignations. They had a lot of sick time and a lot of vacation time. They're only allowed to take half of their sicks, but we still had to do a budget adjustment for that because I did not do the adjustment at the time because we wouldn't have anticipated that from happening. The last one is another capital projects that Donald did get an approval from you all last month. It's a 95% DOT, 5% city match for the Sacaleras Boulevard Reconstruction Design Project. And so that's what it's a $28,750 that the general fund is going to kick in for that project. And so those are all the budget adjustments I have. And next is, yes, we are working. This is these next few weeks, I'm going to be very busy. The auditors are finishing up our audit. They've given us lists and lists of more things to get them. So we will be working with the auditors. They will be on site November 29th until they're done. So they will be here, and we're trying to get everything to them prior, but you know, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of information.
So you have an audit up to the 29th, right? Although he's starting the 29th.
They come and they gather all the information, then they complete the audit, and then they inform us when it's done. They will go over it. I will invite all of the counselors and the mayor to attend.
I
And
wasn't invited last time
no,
because they didn't want me to know about what was going on. So Rick signed off.
correct. And I have some scheduled training classes for our purchasing and our accounts payable, and also for Donald and I, for a projects accounting software that we do have and we've been paying for, but have never really utilized it.
Holy cow.
So we're going to start using that. I think it's going to make Donald's life a lot easier. He's doing a great job keeping everything on track, but we have the software to do it.
So this audit that we're having,
It's the FY21 audit.
yeah, how do you feel about it?
Well, I wasn't here for 3/4 of it, so no, but it looks like we're turning in everything. We've got everything, you know, that they're asking us for. We've got answers for everything, and I'm going to do my best. This next couple of weeks is going to be the very critical one.
Okay, well, thank you for your.
But the accounts have been reconciled and everything, so it's going to be a matter of maybe internal controls, those kind of things that they're really looking at now. Okay. So with that, I just request that you all approve my budget adjustment.
We'll entertain a motion for the budget adjustment resolution. Where is the resolution at? Yeah, let me have it.
That's number 8, right?
Number 8, the resolution number. It don't even have a number, girl.
I know. It has been asking that we not issue a resolution number, because when we do that and then we either table an item or we cancel a meeting, those resolution numbers kind of stay floating out there, and it makes things very confusing. Am I correct? You'll write it in there.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to pass the budget adjustment.
For financial report for October.
So moved.
Second. Councilor Darte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Next, discussion, open meetings resolution.
Counselors? So I am here to see if we can discuss and act upon fiscal year 21 and 22 Open Meetings Act resolution. As you all know, we've had a hard time approving it in the past. We do need to adopt a resolution tonight. If we do not, we will be losing funds for item number 15 for planning grant agreement number PG 5312, which dictates that our municipality does have to have an approved Open Meetings Act, or we will lose out on that money for those funds. So without that, we will miss our deadline and we will be non-compliant with that grant. I did draw up 2 different resolutions. Resolution A, which was the Open Meetings Act resolution that we had before the current one that is standing, which states the following: agenda items of regular meetings shall be set by the mayor or by a majority vote of the governing body. And I also have an option B. The resolution states the following: agenda items for regular meetings may be submitted by the mayor, city councilor, or the city manager to the clerk. So we have those 2 options. If you guys want to talk about it and vote on it, we would appreciate it. Donald would appreciate it. Planning and zoning would appreciate it, because it is going to cost the city money if we do not get it approved. Any questions?
Thank you, Francis.
Well, the second one,
The second one is the one that you guys did to protect Laura.
Yeah, it doesn't have B, but it's
Yeah,
going
that's
to be
that
B.
second one. That's
yeah,
the one you guys did to
it's the
protect
second
Laura.
one. So the first one states A. That's the one that was higher. The one that doesn't have a number of B on it, that's the one that we have right now. So, I don't know how you guys want to vote on it. Option A or option B.
I'll
but-
make a motion that we approve option B.
Of course you would.
Second.
I second.
Of course you would. Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
No.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
You betcha.
Wow.
Thank you, Councilman.
Amazing. You guys, wow.
He thinks he's going to be the mayor, but he ain't. Mr. Corey Cash, are you here? Tyler Cash, are you here?
Yes, sir.
He's the good
You need to grow out your beard a little more there, buddy. It's kind
I'm
of.
mustard and all I can.
I don't know about that,
Can I
man.
give you guys?
Is it food? 'Cause
So-
I'm starving.
What's that?
Is it food? Because I'm starving.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You got to work.
Also burrito.
These are
Thank you.
these are samples, roof samples, different things. I know the city's got some roofs going on really soon. And I was talking with I believe it was Francis and Gloria, and about what your plans are moving forward, or what your plans are with the roofs. Now I know that the TPO was the spec that was bid out, or that was put out to bid, and it's one.
Wait, hold on. Explain.
Okay.
You're doing a roof, guys. That's what he's doing.
So,
Like,
so we've got the Senior Citizen Center.
And explain what TPO and all this stuff, because they don't know.
I'll get there. I got a lot of ground to cover with what's going on. So, the Senior Citizen Center is coming up, and the library. I looked at actually quite a few buildings. The City Hall here, the library across the street, the old library, Mother White side here, and a few more. And with the spec of TPO, it's basically plastic that they put over the roof and they weld it together, and they have a bunch of seams in the roof that it lasts about 15 years. You got about 15-year life on this roof. Given the supplies right now and where everything is, TPO is really hard to come by. It's almost obsolete. We're looking Q3 next year before the manufacturers are planning on getting any of that stuff in. And so I do a liquid applied roof. It's 100% silicone. It comes with a 20-year, no dollar limit warranty. And so for the first 2 years, I personally cover the warranty. And after that, Firestone, who's a giant company, come in. They cover it, no dollar limit. If you've got leaks, they're going to fix the inside, the roof, everything. And at a fraction of the price. And so what I saw and what I was explaining to the ladies is that I feel like the City of Grants has so much that they need done. And given the route that they're going, we're spending so much money on the TPO on this product that I could do almost 3 or 4 buildings for the price that, because right now the tune is about, I think, $750,000 that's in the budget for the roofs, and I can do those 2 roofs for about half of that price, and I can get twice the life out of it without having to restructure the whole buildings in the way they are. TPO leaks within the first 5 to 10 years, and it's only a 15-year warranty. The City of Grants is going to be in the same position 15 to 20 years from now, approving another budget to replace these roofs. Where if we put a silicone coating on it, it's faster. We don't have to shut down business, and it's going to last a lot longer. TPO is a sacrificial layer of a roof, and it loses mills to the sun every year, and so silicone doesn't do that. It doesn't have the same properties. It doesn't lose mills to the sun every year. It stays the same thickness that it is now as it is in 20 years from now. So, I've got my estimates in there as well, so you can compare and contrast the two. I know that on the library, the TPO, we're at about $183,000 or $187,000 on it. And if I silicone that, I can go in at $93,000, and I get a longer lasting warranty. My warranty for the TPO is only about 2 years. It's not that great of a product. So I would like for you guys to reconsider, at least on the Senior Citizen Center, because the material is sparse. And, I think that for the livelihood and the longness for the roofs that will last, it's in Grant's best interest to use silicone over TPO. It's cheaper, and I know, the police department's leaking. I know there's a number of other buildings that need to be taken care of that can be taken care of, within the budget that we've already set forth on it. And so
we've already got silicone on the fire department on Nimitz. It was leaking and stuff like that. We went in last year or earlier this year. We put silicone on it. It's holding up great. It's a great product, and I think that moving forward, it's going to be what's going to make grants. It's going to save a lot of money here. So your samples you've got to. That's going over. That's what the senior citizen roof is now. Is a modified bitumen.
This one or this one?
That's just showing that we put a bleed trap. Well, the red is a bleed blocker, and it stops the tar from coming through and staining the silicone like that yellow. But that's the senior citizen center. There's another sample in there that's over metal. It shows it adhering to metal, and then there's also another sample that shows it adhering to TPO. And so just some different examples. The thing I love about it is it's backed by Firestone. Firestone's a huge company, and so I would like to do silicone on the senior citizen center based upon the longevity of this one and the shortage of TPO that's coming. I don't know if there's a special request that we can do to change the material on ours, or if it goes back out to Revo and you have to redo everything.
Okay, that goes up. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and let Donald stand up and talk because we got bids that are lower than yours, buddy.
The Mayor, Council, the fact of the matter is we went out to RFB, and the RFB was TPO liner. It wasn't spray. So if you guys want to consider spray, we would have to go out to RFB again. RFB is a request for bids. Yeah. So, if you want the spray, that's fine. We've spoken to a couple department heads that are somewhat familiar with roofing, and they are recommending the liner. Yeah,
TPO liner?
TPO liner, exactly. For whatever reason, I'm not the expert.
It's kind of a default for New Mexico because in New Mexico it takes a special set of tools and skills to do the application. I've gone out and done the investments and done the application. But TPO is a default roof in Mexico. Every roofer can buy a $200 welder and they can weld the seams up and they can slap that crap on anything. And that's why most people aren't familiar with all the other options we have for roofing. So we need to get some. If I need to talk to some people that do the RFPs, get some information in front of them, we can educate them. It's going to save grants a lot of money.
My recommendation would be to table this for tonight, guys, since we have another bid. Yeah, for both of them. Okay, because we've got other bids, guys, that are lower. And table it and see where we're at. Let ABC come and make their presentation too, and then we decide who we're going to go with. Yes. So on the library, we're going with ABC is what you're telling me.
Yes. With TPO.
Let me ask you a question, Donald. Mr. Cash said that TPO is hard to come by. Does ABC have?
ABC has the factory.
To be able to get it?
ABC has more than enough.
The factory, the machine, everything.
They have more than enough. Actually, what they told us, if we award tonight, they will be here next week.
So I'll entertain a motion. I'll entertain a motion for ABC to do the library. For
I'll make a motion.
$549,039.12.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second that.
Councilor Rodarte.
Right?
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
No.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Okay, that one's awarded. Now, what to do with this other one? We've got ABC say that they could do it for $178,000. And that's TPO, right?
Yes.
Same material, same warranty.
Like I said, it's whatever you guys want.
They are both. They both come with all the bids came with a 20-year warranty.
There you go. I'll entertain a motion
TPO
on the senior or the library.
No, actually the senior center.
The senior center for $178,433.28.
I'll make a motion that we I'll give it to ABC for $178,433.28.
Okay.
Second.
Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
No.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
There you go. Those are done. The Volvo V12 112 serial number. Who's doing this? Donald?
Yeah. The street department is in need of a large roller. We have 2 small ones, but they're good for patching, but for a full road, they're not great for us. So we were contacted by the guy that we rent. He's from Grants, Walter Ramirez. A lot of people know him. Anyway, he contacted us about a roller that they have for sale at Golden Equipment, and the price I thought was great because we basically rent the roller now for about a little over $4,000 for a week. This roller, same roller, that's the one we utilize to just pave on High Street, same roller, and the bid came in at approximately $35,000, or actually exactly $35,000. So my request is that we award Golden Equipment through state contract the award of a large roller. The details are there, a Volvo DD112 large roller in the amount of $35,000. The funding, we have funding. It'll come from the gas municipal tax. We do have municipal GRT. Yeah, not tax, because GRT is a tax. No, it's not. However, with Golden Equipment, we don't get taxed as a municipality.
Any other questions?
Duh.
Entertain a motion.
Yes, yeah. We've used it on several projects. Like I said, we're paying $5,000 a week, not a rent. To me, it just makes sense to purchase it.
Pleasure of the council.
I'll make a motion that we purchase it.
Second.
I second.
Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla. Emergency pump repair.
Yeah, we had a 105 horsepower pump go out at Route 66 station. We have 3 pumps in the station. There's 2 small ones, 105 horsepower, then the big one is 250 horsepower. We have a backup for the big one. However, the big one does not operate automatically in the system. You have to manually do it. So if our sludge gets too high, the guy's got to actually go back there. And what are the peak times for the wastewater treatment plant? It's real late at night, midnight, or it's really in the morning. That's usually whenever the peak flows are. So anyway, we need to replace that 105 horsepower pump. This is an emergency repair. The pump is already actually in Chicago, getting repaired, and it should be back here within a couple weeks. The first bid they gave me was $39,000, and then you see the different amounts on your memo, which I made a mistake because I noted the second estimate that I got, which was $34,604.52. But anyway, after they looked into it in Chicago, the estimate was less, so now it's at $22,210.78, and that pump should be here within a couple weeks, about mid-December.
Is this the same pump?
What's that? Yes, yes. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, it does not. There are a couple, there's one small invoice in your packet for $578.20. That's for picking it up, and it'll be another $578.20 to bring it back. So for the full amount, $24,000 is what my request is for an emergency repair, which is already being done because if it goes down, say that 105 horsepower goes down, then we're real in bad shape. Or the 250 horsepower. We need that third pump.
Do we have a backup for this?
Like I said, we have a backup for the big pump, not for the small one. So
okay.
Actually, talking to Gloria, we'd like to, if we're in there, whenever we budget for next year, we'd like to buy a new 105 horsepower pump. A brand new one's $125,000.
Yeah.
So it's a good amount, but we'd like to budget for it next year. That way we have a small one on standby, because the small ones automatically go on. It's the big ones that you have to, manually put on. So my request is to award it, the emergency repair for $22,210.78.
It'll be $23,367.18 with the transportation cost.
Thank you.
That's what I want the motion for.
Thank you for doing the math, Mayor.
Entertaining a motion for $23,367.18.
I'll make a
For the
motion that
pump.
we pass it for $23,367.18.
Second.
I second.
Councilor Rodarte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla. Bucket truck.
We had our bucket truck went out a couple months ago. I guess there's an electrical issue, and it burnt the front and all the controls to the bucket. So It's not really salvageable. The truck was old already to begin with, I think like 1990, something like that. Anyway, heard about it. Benny Diaz from Grants called me from Phil Longford and Raton and asked me if we needed any vehicles. And I said, funny you ask, because I just learned today that we need a bucket truck. So anyway, I asked him for bids on a bucket truck. We were estimating $130,000 to about $150,000. After he looked into it, he gave us a deal. The amount through state contract, so we didn't have to go to bids, was $106,673. It's a Ford F-Series, and including the bucket from Napide. The brand of the bucket itself is Napide. So my request is $106,673, and the funding is available. I'll go down the line. We're taking $20,000 from parks, from their equipment category, from streets, $50,000, which is from that municipal GRT, and the wastewater treatment plant is contributing $30,000, and the cemetery $10,000. All those departments utilize that bucket truck, so that's why we thought, of all fairness, we didn't want to charge the senior center for the bucket truck. They're not going to utilize it. So anyway, these 4 departments are going to primarily use it, and the funding is available. My request is that we award the purchase of the bucket truck for $106,673 from Phil Longford and Raton through state contract.
Questions?
We're okay with that funding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's already in the
No, actually it's 6 months out. The reason for 6 months out is because the truck's ready to go, but they have to customize the back of it, the bucket. So that's what the 6 months is for. So if I call him tomorrow, he said 6 months from tomorrow is when the truck more than likely will be available.
So it's a brand new one, right?
Brand new. Yes.
Brand spanking new.
Brand new. We started looking at started to look for a used one, but with all the issues nowadays, whatever, there is no bucket trucks available.
How often do we use them?
Quite regularly.
Pretty
for
regular,
the
like every day or
higher
something?
roofs, like the wastewater treatment plant, the new
If you would get
facilities
involved
are
with
like
the
2
city, you would know.
stories.
I know that when
The
we
senior
put the
centers
lighting
were-
on First Street, it's going to be valuable for that, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes. The flags, that's why there were no flags for Veterans Day, because we didn't have the bucket truck to put them on the pole.
Yeah.
On the poles anyway.
I'll entertain a motion for $106,673 for a bucket truck.
I make a motion to approve that for $106,673.
Second.
Councilor Darte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Mayor, real quick, I'd like to note I appreciated Gloria coming this month and making the budget adjustments of my request last month. That had never been done before. It's nice to be in communication with the finance director, and we're communicating, we're working together, so.
Well, we were all working real fine, including the last manager, but for whatever reason, we decided not to do that no more.
So anyway, thank you.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Don.
You got the planning grant resolution, Donald?
Oh, I guess I do, huh?
Is this for the bio park?
Yes, exactly.
Make my day.
Feasible study was done. They presented it to you guys. We need to close the grant. One of the requirements of the grant was to have an active, valid Open Meetings Act, which you guys have done. So anyway, my request is that you guys approve this resolution. It basically closes the resolution. I believe the price on it was 37, something like that. It should be in there.
$37,368.
Yes, exactly.
Change.
That's an NMFA planning grant.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution for planning grant agreement number PG-5312, New Mexico Finance Authority.
Second. Going once.
Waiting for you to
Councilor
second.
Darte.
Yes.
Councilor Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Lucero.
Yes.
Councilor Padilla.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Newton, you had something you wanted to address, and you were late getting here, so go ahead and address it, please.
Sorry, we did a 12-hour
Thank you for doing that.
So we wanted to come with you guys with some exciting news. In January, we have the opportunity to renew the entire
So we have the opportunity to empty the whole animal shelter. So in order for us to do that, we were working with Vanessa to get some fundraising going so we could get these animals out of here. The only way the rescue is going to take them from us is if we can have rabies and them spayed and neutered. So we were excited to come and say, hey, we've got this going, but now, after tonight's events, I don't know how we're going to do it. We needed the city manager's help. So Rick, Fred, if you guys would love to sit down with us, we need a plan. This will be the second time the Animal Care Center has been empty in the 10 years that I've been helping them. Empty, empty, empty. Every animal out if we can get them spayed, neutered, and rabies shots. So now our exciting news is devastating news because I don't see you guys helping us do it. So my phone number, Mayor has it. If you guys would like to help us, we greatly appreciate it.
Don't count on it.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you very much.
But
for
we
what you
need
do.
this, guys.
I know you do.
The animal shelter is overflowing. We have a list a mile long to get animals out of the care center. People are dumping them in the mountain. They're dumping them in the streets.
So I got one of mine.
What have you done in the past?
We haul them off.
We transport every month.
Off.
My personal money, I've been here months. I've been here years telling you guys how many animals we transport out of that shelter.
With
They
your own
don't
money.
listen. They don't listen. They don't care.
I do this on my personal time, my money.
Ask these guys how many times they've been down there to visit.
Have you guys even been to the new care center?
In your last term, last couple months, year?
Yes, I adopted
Okay,
a dog.
good for you. Oh, you adopted a dog.
I work 2 jobs.
Yes, you did.
And I'm over at the care center as much as I can to help them out. Because they need it.
Thank you, Carolyn. We'll see what we can do. Thank you very much for all you do.
Yeah, thank you. That's tough.
Comments from the counselor. Counselor Rodarte.
I just have one comment. I want to thank everybody that came up tonight and voiced their opinion.
Obviously, it didn't matter.
And I do want you to know that I was elected to make decisions for this city, whether they're tough or not. I make the decisions that I think are the best that I can come up with. I do want the public to know that at all times, when I'm sitting up here, I always treat every member of this council with respect, and I respect their positions. I respect the audience. I respect people. I do not treat people wrong, and I will never do that.
You just treated Vanessa wrong, Fred. What do you mean?
Texas.
Jiminies. Go ahead. Eric, you got something to say? You'll go last. Rick, you got anything to say?
No.
Fred, you got anything to say?
No, sir.
Go ahead, Eric. They don't have nothing to say.
Okay. You'll get respect when you show it for the community. Shame on all you guys. I'm looking at you too, Mr. Padilla. Shame on you guys. Yeah. Did you call me when I asked you to call me? No, you didn't. Did you call me when I asked you to call me about this issue? Rick, you called me, but you wanted to fight me.
You want to fight me?
I'll kick your ass, buddy. What are we doing in our small little community, guys?
What are you doing?
Tearing it apart. Thank you from the audience.
They're tearing it apart, guys.
Jiminies.
We had some progressive movement. The mayor's only here for a few more months. He said he's not running again. Who's going to find this new manager, Rick?
It is right there.
Who is the manager?
Oh, you're going to find the new manager.
You betcha I am. I'm going to bring Vanessa back. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And you guys can fire her again next month. You bet you that's what the people want. Okay, are you done? Because I got a lot to say, Eric.
Man of God, shame on you.
Thank you, Mayor. The first thing I got is there's somebody out there named Henry Meyer that's writing letters to the editor. There's only 3 Henry Meyers in the state of New Mexico. 2 of them are in Alamogordo. 2 are in Los Alamos. 1 is in Alamogordo. Okay, nah, there ain't nobody writing these letters, okay? What we found on this guy, I had my people look into it. There's 14 dead Facebook pages on this guy, and there's 15 dead phone numbers, okay? So my guess is he's a paid agitator or he's one of Beverly Michaels' cronies, okay? That's what I got to say on that. So my question is, will the real Henry Myers please stand up? Maybe at the next meeting, the real Henry Myers will stand up. I mean, this is where we're at. This is where we've gotten to.
Maybe we should invite him because he has concerns.
Yeah, that's why I was reaching out to him, because he's written 2 letters to the editor, which are total crap, and he doesn't even exist.
I'll pick him up at the airport.
The next one, I just want to thank everybody for Veterans Day. It was very nice. We had a good turnout. Main Street, Chamber, the Legion, the VFW, Richard Jones. I'm not going to try to name everybody because I will forget somebody. But all of us veterans that served this nation so that these guys could do what they do, we really appreciated that. The next thing I got, I don't know if any of you guys have even looked at this. I'll bet money that you haven't. They are redistricting grants out of Senate District 30. They're putting us into District 4, which makes us part of Window Rock, McKinley County, the Navajo Nation, basically. Okay, what they're doing with Senate District 30 is they're bringing in Isleta, Zuni, Laguna, Acoma, where they can have an 80% Native American district. All they did, they tried to get Clemente out with Barbara, that far left abortionist, okay? She beat Clemente, but of course, citizens of Grants, being the conservative people that we are, we went ahead and elected Joshua Sanchez a Republican, another conservative. So what the Democrats did to us, like they're doing all over the nation now, they decided to take away our conservative voice here and put us with George Munoz, who lied to us about the gun laws and stuff that he voted against to take away the red flag laws, okay? So you guys might want to stand up for that. I'm not sure that we have any business being in George Munoz's district. Okay. Our school board and our schools, guys, they are teaching critical race theory. Make no doubt about it. I've been sitting and listening to my wife's training classes and all this good stuff. And what the hell does a third grader have learning social justice? That's the classes that my wife teaches, okay, is third graders. What do they have learning gender science, guys? That's why they can't read when they get to the 8th grade, because of the crap they're teaching them down below. This stuff has got to stop. It's time to recall and get rid of the president of that board and these people that think that they can shut us down and tell us that the governors of Laguna and Acoma get to dictate what goes on in Grants. Okay? The biggest thing I have with that is Johns Hopkins University is the #1 research facility in this country for medical research. And Johns Hopkins research says putting masks on children is detrimental to their health, physical and mental. Period. That's right out of John Hopkins' mouth, okay? What we need from our senators and our representatives is school reform, where the school gets the money where the kid goes. So if the kid goes to, say, Teresa, they get the $3,800, not Mesa View, not Laguna Acoma. And as far as Laguna Acoma goes, I am with Richard Jones all the way. If they want to do that out there and they want to dictate masks and all this crap that the science shows otherwise, then give them 3 schools over there. Give them Cebolleta, give them Laguna, give them Cubero, and we'll run our own district over here. Oh, the money. Well, they're not following the science, guys. The mask doesn't work. It's out there, okay? I mean, and it's just so stupid. So what we really need to do is push that school board. Everybody needs to call your representative and tell them, put the masks on the agenda. Make them vote on those masks so we can see which one of them school members are into abusing our children.
They silence them.
Period. Yeah, of course they do. And that's against the law, and the parents should not put up with that because we have a constitution. They have their own little rules, which they follow, but they don't follow the Constitution. They don't follow free speech.
Do you know
that I watched the meeting?
Do you know
That's
the
why
school
we're
board-
having this
school board
conversation.
kicked us out
Yes,
the
they
other night.
threw you guys out.
Outside.
And it's wrong. Oh, it left you outside. It was freezing cold while they had their staff in there in the hallway.
Yes,
That's
sir.
just absolutely
Kids
outstanding.
kids outside.
Okay? But that's our school board. We do have a new member there. We have Richard Jones. And if Ron Ortiz, who used to sit where I'm sitting, will do his job and stand up for this community and the kids of this community, we can get the masks off of them and move forward. Okay? The next thing I got, vaccines. Okay? Congress is exempt for vaccines. Why? Why? Okay? The postal workers are exempt for vaccines. Why? Because their union's real strong. That's why. Okay? Cops, firefighters, first responders, nurses, and doctors are not exempt. Why? How come nobody's asking these questions to the government? Why? Why are the people that were out there on the front lines to this whole damn thing not exempt when 90% of them already had this disease? Why don't they follow the science, guys? They went from heroes to zeros overnight because of our federal government and this illegal mandate. OSHA is refusing to push this mandate now. Who Joe Biden was using to use a backdoor workaround. Oh, it's so dire that we all get this shot, but they pushed the back till February or January 4th so that it doesn't affect travel for Christmas. That's how big of a deal this is, okay? It's a freaking joke what they're doing to us. Our federal government and the Democratic Party are killing this nation, period. The last thing I got is I need to apologize to District 2 and to this town for appointing Mr. Lucero to his job, okay? He's done no oversight, okay? And him and Mr. Rodarte right here, Gloria came to us and we filled out paperwork so that we could all get a password and go online and view our finances whenever we wanted to do it. 3 of us did that. 3 of us are doing our oversight, Mr. Padilla, Mr. Garcia, and myself. Mr. Lucero couldn't bother to come down here and sign a paper, neither could Mr. Rodarte, so that they could do their oversight. They've done no oversight, guys, and you need to remember this come this next election. It's bad, guys. It's really bad when they take an oath of office to follow a charter, to do oversight, to do all these things, and they've done nothing. None of these things. Period. On that note, I'll entertain a motion to shut this meeting down. Going once? Going twice?
I'll make a motion. we
Thank
adjourn.
you, Fred. How about a second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have a good night. Could I see you, please, in here?
You ready? Let's go. Meet me in the park. You want to talk shit? Let's go.